Peace. This is Waz for Waz Words Media and Zurdo Ramirez. You just met Pravsha Bivol. Lefty, you just met righty Bivol. Or, actually tonight, I think you met Lifsha Bivol, which is lefty, the left-handed version of Dmitry Bivol. What a performance. I mean, let's start here. My main man, Dmitry Bivol. My main man, and I'm borrowing that from my main man, Amar Rashad. You see, for my 90s heads that used to watch NBA Inside Stuff on NBC on Saturday mornings, Amar Rashad had like 15 people in the NBA, that 15 players he would call his main man. That's my main man whenever that name came up. And I'm going to keep that tradition, and hopefully somebody that comes after me keeps that tradition, because that was one of the funniest things and one of the things that made my childhood so happy, hearing Amar Rashad call somebody else his main man, on Saturday mornings. But he would keep it exclusive to about 10, 15 dudes. I'm going to keep mine exclusive to about that same amount. And welcome to the family, Dmitry Bivol. If you wasn't my main man already, you are now. Not only did he beat the face of boxing earlier this year in Saul Canelo Alvarez, but he beat his fellow countryman and arguably the second best fighter hailing out of Mexico today. And that is Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. And it's not only that Bivol beat him, but it's the way that he beat him that got me rocking this smooth robe. I'm on my Vincent Chin Gigante right now on some Tony Stark's Ghostface Killer. I'm coming at y'all with this smooth robe because it's only right. What I saw in the ring tonight was smooth. That man, Dmitry Bivol. First of all, let's take it from the tail of the tape. Gilberto Ramirez is 2 inches taller than him and had about 2 or 3 inches in reach. So Gilberto Ramirez had the physical advantage over the smaller, much smaller Dmitry Bivol. Smaller in height, smaller in mass. He was much smaller than Ramirez. But guess what happened from the opening bell? My man, my main man, Dmitry Bivol, stood right in the middle of the ring, toe to toe. But then when he seen that Ramirez was gun shy, what did this pure boxing genius do? Oh, this is a chess match. I moved this pawn piece. He moved that piece? Oh, we advancing. Dmitry Bivol took the front feet. He took the front foot. Now he started moving forward. He started controlling the action from the very first round. He was going forward towards the bigger Gilberto Ramirez, and he had Zurdo backing up. The bigger boxer, the one with the physical advantage, Zurdo Ramirez, the whole fight from round 1 was on his back foot, backing up. And the smaller guy, it was a thing of beauty, man. The smaller guy, Dmitry Bivol, was coming forward, backing up the bigger guy, making him move backwards. And that, to me, when I saw that in the beginning of the fight, I said, uh-oh, Dmitry does not respect his power, and he's going to walk him down the rest of the fight. And man, did it play out that way. Dmitry Bivol. See, here's the thing that people have to understand. If you're a purist, a fan of the sweet science, which is the art and science of pure boxing, what happens when a lefty and a righty fight, there's two fights going on in the ring. There is the fight between the fist, but there's also a match taking place with the feet. Because for a right-handed boxer, the left foot is forward and the right hand is behind. For a left-handed boxer, it's the opposite. The right foot is forward and the left foot is behind. So whenever you ever see a left hand and a right hand boxer fighting, there's a fight of whose front foot is going to go inside of the other person's foot. Because if, as a left-handed fighter, if I get my right foot inside of your left foot, I got a straight path to your face with my power hand. And vice versa. For the right-handed fighter, those who box conventionally, if your left foot so happens to go on the inside of the lefty, your right hand now goes straight into the face of the left-handed fighter. So you're always going to see, whenever you see left-handed fighters box against a right-handed fighter, you're going to see a fight within the fight. You're going to see who can get their foot inside of the other. But here's the beauty and the amazingness of what happened tonight. Dmitry Bivol having beautiful boxing skill and innate boxing talent. You could see it. He didn't even care about using or trying to get his front foot inside to land a straight right. He was fixed on the left hook. He was planting left hooks all night. And then it got to a point where when he saw Ramirez was in over his head and Ramirez just didn't have the skill, the pure boxing skill that Bivol has, when Bivol recognized that, Bivol started letting the right and the left go. And he started throwing combinations. He started throwing, right hands followed by hooks. He started throwing 1, 2, 3, 4s. He started throwing all sorts of combinations. And Ramirez, who you often see go to the body, he was too concerned to drop the hand and go to the body, fearing the retaliation that would come from Dmitry Bivol, because Bivol was using both hands. And Bivol actually showed more respect to Canelo's power than he did to Zurdo's power, which to me was mind-blowing, because with Canelo, who's much smaller than Zurdo, Bivol used a lot of the jab and kept his hands tight against his face and his abdomen. But in this fight, he was much more loose, and he was slipping with his head, and he was coming with a lot of left hand. He used the left more than the right, which is something you just don't see that when a left-handed fighter, a right-handed fighter is fighting a left-handed fighter. You don't see the right-handed fighter use the left much. But tonight it was a left-hand exhibition. And I'm in astonishment, man. I've been following Bivol since his days on HBO, and he's a part of the family now. He's one of my main men. So I gotta admit, when Floyd Mayweather left HBO was trying to look for the next big thing. And they were pumping Canelo and Golovkin. And those were two names that were enough to keep them afloat. However, they needed more. You need a roster. Two people are not going to keep your company in business. So Bivol was somebody that they in like around like 2017-ish, 16, they were pushing Bivol. They were shoving Bivol down our throats because they wanted to market him as a big name to keep HBO boxing afloat, which ultimately ended up folding. But in any event, I was up on Bivol, and even back then I was like, okay, he got good footwork. Especially for somebody in the light heavyweight division. He moves well. He had good hand movement. He kept a high guard, tight guard. And he has one of the best defenses in boxing. And I'm like, okay, he's good. I see why HBO would choose him to try to like promote their boxing brand in hopes that he can sell. So I recognize why they did it. But now I understand fully and thoroughly that this guy is an all-time great. He is amazing, man. And Dmitry Bivol has just taken down two of the biggest names in boxing today. In Zurdo Ramirez tonight, and to begin the year in his boxing career with Saul Canelo Alvarez. So those two names alone should make Dmitry Bivol a lock for Fighter of the Year. Period. He is Fighter of the Year. What a great performance. This performance reminded me a lot of when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez. Because when Floyd fought Canelo, Floyd was the smaller man. And Floyd was about 15 to 20 pounds lighter than Canelo. So most, like myself, I even thought going into the fight, you're going to see a very feet active Floyd Mayweather moving and bouncing around, and I figured that was what we were going to see. However, what we ended up seeing was from the opening round, from bell one, ding, you saw Floyd come like this. He came and pressed Canelo Alvarez, the bigger man. He came forward and had Canelo on his back foot retreating. And then what we saw, just like what we saw tonight, was a masterclass. Was just the smaller guy. You know, some people, there's certain terms in boxing, certain catchphrases, and one of them is skills pay the bills. Because Floyd also used that term to let us know that it doesn't matter, because Floyd moved up in weight several times, but he always told you skills pay the bills, because no matter how much bigger than Floyd Mayweather the opposition was going to be, Floyd Mayweather was going to show you that his technical savvy, his ring IQ was going to reign supreme and was going to give him the victory in any position he found himself in against any adversary. And we saw that play out throughout his whole career. And tonight we saw the man with the ring intelligence, the better boxing IQ. Even if he was much smaller, he took it to the bigger man and just dominated him. Completely one-sided fight based on IQ, intelligence, ring savvy. And for that, I gotta say, man, peace to that man, Dmitry Bivol. You are a legend, a living legend now. Congratulations for cementing your name amongst the greats. It don't matter if old media or YouTube media, don't matter if you're not marketable because of politics based on what's going on overseas. My man, you are a legend. You did it tonight. So I'm Wise for Wise Words Media. Peace. Congratulations to my drug, my friend, Dmitry Bivol. Great win. Peace.